Now to health matters. The Nigerian Federal Ministry of Health plans to roll out the Human Papillomavirus HPV vaccine for teenage girls, with the rollout expected to begin in October 2023. However, concerns have been raised about the choice of Gardasil, a vaccine brand, and its history. HPV vaccines are essential for girls to prevent cervical cancer, which can lead to other types of cancer in men and women. Gardasil's manufacturer, Merck & Co., claims its vaccine is safe and effective. Now, in 2009, 16,000 girls received 3 doses of the HPV vaccine, and many fell ill and died months later. To discuss this further, I am being joined by Dr. Faisal Shuaib, the Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Good afternoon.
All right, how can you give an overview of the human papillomavirus vaccine, at least for those watching to have a better understanding?
So the excitement in the health sector is sky high when it comes to the introduction of the human papilloma vaccine. This is one vaccine that is going to prevent thousands of our sisters, our mothers, our daughters from dying due to cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is a very serious disease. It causes up to 12,000 deaths among our women in Nigeria every single year. What this vaccine does is to prevent the human papillomavirus that leads to changes within the cervix and other parts of the body. But where it leads to changes in the cervix, these changes lead to cancer. And as you are well aware, cancer is frequently a terminal disease. So in order to avoid this terminal disease, you take a vaccine that prevents the virus from taking hold in your system and leading to cervical cancer. This vaccine is very special because it is only one of 2 vaccines that are able to prevent cancers. So science has been able to develop vaccines that prevent primary liver cell carcinoma, so a cancer of the liver cells. That is the hepatitis vaccine that is given to kids, right? The human papillomavirus vaccine as well prevents cervical cancer. So it is a valuable vaccine. It is a vaccine that we're now in a position to roll out next month. I am sure that before you know it, the 6 million doses that are now available to be used for the first phase of states, first 16 states, are going to be mopped up pretty fast, because even before the rollout, I know there are a lot of parents that are coming out to request for this vaccine. Like we know.
I mean, talking about the rollout, I mean, sorry to interject there. Many have raised questions about the choice of Gardasil. I mean, a vaccine brand and its history, yet the Nigerian Federal Ministry of Health plans to administer it, on teenage girls. Can you provide details on the reported cases of adverse reactions or complications related to this particular brand, particularly in 2009?
People have the bandwidth to complain about adverse events. It is our responsibility as scientists to make sure that we investigate these side effects and link it up with, the purported vaccine. What we know, what has been scientifically proven, is the fact that Gardasil is safe, it is effective, and it provides long-term protection against the virus. We've been here before. Just not up to 20 years ago, we had infertility. But we've seen that after the intervention of community leaders, traditional and religious leaders, kids got the vaccines, and these kids have grown up to become women that are, having babies, right? They're having 7, 8, 10 babies. They're all over the place. The evidence is there. We've also seen with COVID-19 where people say, if you take COVID-19, within 2 years, everybody's going to die. That did not happen. We are living witnesses to it. So we have to get used to the fact that as scientists, as the media, we have to put in front of our citizens the correct information about vaccines. NAFDAC has approved these vaccines. These vaccines are safe. We continue to have these types of discussions around the safety of vaccines because people don't have the right information. It is not on. It shouldn't be our responsibility to look at how maybe in the United States political differences make people say yes to vaccines or no, right? During COVID-19, you could see that there was a political party that was anti the vaccine, and there was another political party that was more into it. That is for them, in the US to manage. But for here in Nigeria, we also have scientists that have, the same qualifications, sometimes better qualifications than scientists in the United States. And they've looked at the clinical trials, they've looked at the results, and they, on behalf of Nigerians, are saying, yes, this vaccine is safe.
I mean, talking about public enlightenment here, I mean, how does the Nigerian Federal Ministry of Health plan to monitor and also address potential side effects or concerns related to the vaccine rollout? And also, can you just tell us what steps can individuals or parents take to make an informed decision about whether to receive the HPV vaccine, just for the sake of public enlightenment?
Right. It's first and foremost is around political signaling, right? This vaccine is going to be launched by the political leadership of this country, the coordinating minister of health and social welfare, the minister of state. All of our top scientists, are recording videos to communicate to Nigerians that these vaccines are safe. We've rolled out public service announcements. We've developed information, education, and communication materials so that Nigerians can have access to them. We're engaging with religious and traditional leaders so that they can help convey the message to their community, to their citizens, to ensure and allay their fears that this government is a government that pays a lot of attention to integrity, to the quality of vaccines and pharmaceuticals that come into Nigeria. The DG of NAFDAC, which controls all of this, is somebody who has lived and worked in the United States. She has the rights, qualifications to also assess the safety of these vaccines. There are folks all over the health space that, have first-hand information about the quality of these vaccines. These vaccines are safe. We should not go into the same rigmarole that we had during COVID-19 with, naysayers, conspiracy theories saying, vaccines will cause magnetism, they will cause all of these things have been disproved and they've been discounted. So we'll continue to move at the level of the communities. We know that traditional leaders, religious leaders, opinion leaders, political leaders have, the confidence of the people. They are the ones that are taking the messages to the grassroots, so that when people see the people that they know, the people that they've grown up with, the people that they live and work with, then they will believe it. It's not necessarily, about the agency or the Federal Ministry of Health. It's when our brothers, our relatives are talking about, yes, they've taken these vaccines, they know people that took the vaccine and they are safe, then people feel confident that these vaccines will protect them against a dangerous disease like cervical cancer.
Dr. Faisal, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.